Hello everyone, you are watching the United Kingdom Speedrunner Gathering 2022 Winter. We are currently at $2,804 per crisis, and this is the final run of the marathon. So if you want to get your donations in, get them in now. We have here Ryan Ford running my absolute favorite 2D Zelda game. It's The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. Any percent, no wrong warps or out of bounds. Take it away, please, Ryan.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Yeah, so as introduced, I'm Ryan Ford, and I'll be running Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX. The shortened abbreviations is no woob. Yeah, so no wrong warp, no out of bounds. But if we can get the timer started, I'll count down from 3, 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, so I didn't actually prepare any commentary for this. But yeah, so about the first 25 seconds is mostly just tech smashing to get the shield. So yeah, Link lost his items when getting washed ashore onto the beach, and when Marin and Theron here found him, then
Isn't that Mario?
It looks like Mario, doesn't it? Yeah, they found his he had his shield. They brought his shield back with him, but they left the sword at the beach, so they're like, oh, go get it. So so with the shield you can push these urchins out of the way to make it over to the sword here. There's two different strats to grab this sword a little faster. I'm doing the slightly slower strat, but it's like really easy to do. The other way, you could come from that top side and take damage off of that urchin and damage boost into the sword before the tech spots starts. But you still have to mash through the tech spots, but it starts a little bit of this cutscene of Link holding up the sword and doing the spin slash. Yeah, so here
I see it's playing on the Japanese version. Is that for text purposes?
Yeah, it saves. I forgot how much time. I think it's like 3 to 5 minutes in this category. It's quite a lot. So I got pretty lucky with the rupee drops. So the big instance of RNG is, well, one of them is like at the beginning. Those enemies have a 50% chance to drop rupees, and additionally, if you hold out your shield, if the rupee that drops touches Link's shield and Link's body on the same frame, he'll collect the same rupee twice, so called rupee duping. And I was able to get 10 on the beach. Oh, what? Hold on, I have to reset. Since I died there, or took that death on purpose after stealing the shovel, I did save right there. But, the reason's that, so I farmed 10 rupees on purpose. So normally if you don't get 10 rupees when you're finished with the beach there, then you'd have to cut the grass and try to get rupee drops. Each grass tile is like a 1 in 16 chance to drop a rupee. Fortunately I didn't have to do any since I killed extra enemies on the beach and managed to get 10 still. The reason I reset there was because so I was quote-unquote buying bombs by saving and quit. Oh, whoops. I think I might have missed, actually. Okay, yeah, saving and quitting on dang it. Okay, I gotta reset again. Sorry, I did not press A right away after moving the crane. Yeah, so as I was saying, so I'm gonna show it again, I guess. It's a
Thief! You stole from the shop. How can you live with yourself?
Yeah, don't try this at home. Or at your local shop. Yeah,
I mean,
so
you can go to a local shop as long as the shopkeeper doesn't know how to use Kamehameha.
Exactly. I accidentally talked to that kid there. Wasted a bit of time. But, so the 10 rupees here is to play the trendy game, but, since I missed the powder, so the trendy game's to get the powder early. What I did was I saved and quit after confirming buying the bombs, and I saved and quit on the next frame before it actually took my rupees, so I was able to buy 20 bombs. I might actually have 30 now because I think I bought 20. I bought 20 more, like, but I'm pretty sure that I save and quit. When I reset, I think I already had 20, so that might have been a mistake. So I think I just wasted more time. So yeah, I stole the bow last so that I wouldn't die again, basically, after re-entering the shop. And yeah, I do have 30 bombs. I bought too many, but hey, that might be more safe for the marathon in that case. So there I did what's called a bomb trigger. So it skips the owl landing, which saves a couple seconds. So the game freaks out if you manage to find a way to get 2 bombs on the screen at the same time, because normally you're supposed to only have 1 bomb on the screen at any given time. So I did another bomb trigger there, and yeah, the bomb triggers often will cause the first thing in the sprite slots to play. So usually cutscenes are tied to the first active sprite slot. So the cutscene where you're supposed to use the powder on Terran or Mario and turn him back into a human from a Tanuki. So yeah, it skips that cutscene from playing and turns them back to normal. So it's faster than using the powder, despite me actually having the powder there. And putting the key in from the side, because why not? It's a little faster.
And I believe you're also avoiding killing certain enemies for reasons, right?
Yeah,
to get the power-ups.
Yeah, that's so normally for no save quit, wrong warp and out of bounds, or no squoob, you would kill as many enemies as possible to get a piece of power drop, but in this category, because we use save and quits a lot, then your kill counter resets, so it's like not worth it to kill enemies. Except for in Dungeon 3, we actually go a pretty long time through that part of the game that we're able to get enough kills to get a piece of power drop, which is need 32 without either save and quitting or without dying, either or. And the piece of power actually is really good. It gives you 25% faster movement speed, and your sword also does double damage. And gives a knockback effect on enemies, but that's actually kind of bad for reasons. Which I'll probably get into it later for that one. So so I got Rock's Feather, and so in this game you're able to do a broken trick called Super Jump. So if you're lined up against mostly walls that have ledges around them, and since dungeons have all the walls are like coincidentally made up of ledges, then if you manage to jump and hold a direction away from the wall while facing away from the wall, then Link will kind of jump off the ledge because the game thinks he's going off the ledge. So to turn around away from a wall, can use like a weapon, so a sword or I was using the bow earlier for it. More commonly, I'll be using the sword throughout the run because we actually do have specific arrow routing. And you need to have enough arrows for the final boss to be able to kill him. Oh dang, yeah, I just noticed the mention about the quality drop. I am not sure why my encoding dropped by a lot, or by like
it's actually fixed itself now, so it's
okay. Yeah, I saw I was only encoding like 800 like kbps for a bit, and then it went back up.
Just cast your mind back to the early days of YouTube, 2006, where every video looked like that. We're playing a retro game and a retro video style.
Exactly. Yeah, so I was talking to those kids. I pressed B to skip all of the text. Oh yeah, that's also another perk of the Japanese version, because in English you have to actually go through all of those kids' text box, and there's like, I forget, like 14 or 15 text boxes. But yeah, in the JP version you can just press B to skip the whole thing. So that saves a lot of time. And then yeah, the Japanese text is just overall like shorter in general. Alright, so got through the forest part, and so now I'm in Moblin Cave. So they captured Madame Meow Meow's pet named Bow Wow, which you'll see what he looks like in a bit. After I try to defeat King Moblin real quick. So I want him as close to the wall as possible, so that when he's trying to ram at me, then he'll hit the wall right away and get stunned. So you can kill him in 2 cycles if you get a spin slash and then get at least 2 or 3 hits in per cycle. So you can do like 5. So like spin slashes do twice as much damage as a normal slash. So my current sword, I do 2 damage with a spin slash and 1 damage with normal slashes. So yeah, you can do like 5 damage in 1 cycle and 3 on the next, or 4 and 4, or what have you. So that part's RNG. You kind of have to just wait for Bow Wow to eat the flower. You can take however long you want. He could have like pretty much instantly went from when I entered the room, but that wasn't super long, admittedly.
May I ask, how many times have you reset because Bow Wow took too long to eat the flower?
Quite a bit actually. Like sometimes he will sit there for like half a minute just like not eating it. Or sometimes occasionally he'll like try to eat it and he'll miss. He'll like go past the one he's trying to eat. And yeah, sometimes like occasionally he'll miss like twice in a row, which will just like can waste like half a minute. Sometimes he just like won't lunge at them for like half a minute even. I find generally I'm like pretty lucky, but occasionally like I do have to reset them. And yeah, the bow is overpowered, so killing all the early mini-bosses in 2 hits with them so far. And yeah, this dungeon's fairly straightforward. Gonna actually be doing it in 2 visits though. So there's a trick here called a ghost skip. So I hit both of those ghosts with the bow and push them out of the room. Normally you're supposed to Normally you're supposed to scare them off by using the powder on the torches and lighting them up, and then they run away because they hate the light. Oh my god! But yeah, if you push them out of the room, then they are considered gone or dead. So it spawns a chest for that bracelet. And the reason that I'm gonna be coming back later to finish that dungeon is because it's faster to beat the dungeon with more when you're pretty much like decked out with all of your gear by that point.
There's a question in the chat. Is the Bow Wow a trigger for something that can't be skipped? I assumed it was because there was no way to get into that dungeon without Bow Wow.
Yeah, that's correct.
In this category.
Yeah, we needed Bow Wow to eat that flower, because with the current inventory, there's no way to get in there pretty much. And yeah, here's a trick called Villa Skip, where I'm doing pause buffers until I hear the sound of Link falling into the pit. There it is. Sometimes you can just get that in like 1 pause. Sometimes you can, take like 20 pauses and it loses like about 2 seconds per extra pause. So sometimes that's a reset point over there too. Which I think that was like 7 pauses, so probably lost like, 12 seconds compared to the best luck. But not the worst. And yeah, so when you cancel falling into the pit, it actually pushes Link downwards a few pixels, and there's actually like a naturally standable tile down there that you can like naturally transition on. So that's why it's not considered out of bounds as well.
Oh, it's more of a screen wrap, isn't it?
Kind of. It's like a normal transition, like how I'm just walking through these like door transitions. It's like pretty much like the same as that. Oh, the exit though, yeah, that's that part that looked like a screen wrap. Yeah, that was a zip. My bad. Yeah, exiting the villa, I transitioned Oh, whoops. Transitioned while being kind of blocked by the bush tile. I kind of went in between a bush tile and like the normal standable tile. But then so the game thinks that Link is obstructed and it tries to push him downwards to the next available tile, which conveniently is right outside of the villa. So you can get out without having to backtrack through the cave area to get out, which is significantly faster. And yeah, here's the piece of power and a trick called Dodongo Skip, which yeah, if you get into the room and just do a super jump and a spin slash quickly, you can bounce off of the Dodongo and whoops, and skip over the block. You skip using 2 key blocks, so you don't need to get as many keys in this dungeon. And yeah, the main gimmick of this dungeon is that you need a lot of keys. It's called Key Cavern. And there I did a trick called French Press. Oh, that sucks though. Wow, I hit the trick and then I fell into the pit anyway. Yeah, so I did a trick called French Press, which why do we call it that? Oh yeah, so we do like a shield bump sideways to get pushed up here, so that we wouldn't have to blow up that wall and go all the way around. Cause 1, it saves using a bomb. 2, it's very slightly faster. And 3, these enemies here wouldn't respawn. These Zulls, the red Zulls. So so then I wouldn't have to kill them and unlock the door again. But yeah, since I fell in the pit, I got put back to the start of the room, so I would have had to reset the room and try again, but by then I was too lazy to do it again.
I always appreciated that room having a giant arrow on the floor, because I feel like maybe the developers were like, you know what, maybe this isn't obvious enough. Let's give it a giant arrow.
Yeah, exactly, because like, bombable walls, you like might not think to like, check the walls. Oh my god, I might die, actually. Hold up. Alright, cool. So yeah, this fight does have a bit of, kind of randomness, like a little bit. What's it called? So when I was hitting him with the sword at the very start, the blob wasn't splitting. So for some reason with the piece of power, because it gives like enemies extra hits done and extra iframes, like something to do with like the frame rules of like when that blob is when the blob is supposed to start to regenerate itself. The frame rules for it like might coincide with each other, like with the long extra hit lag of the piece of power. So that's why when I hit him like 2 or 3 times, he wasn't splitting for no reason. And normally if you don't have piece of power, that like never happens, but I got unlucky this time. And then yeah, I took some hits and was very close to dying afterwards, because that fight was kind of getting dragged out. Yeah, so yeah, I went to Dungeon 1. So I beat Dungeon 1, went to Dungeon 2, but left. Then beat Dungeon 3. So you would be thinking that Dungeon 4 would be next, but actually I'd be making my way to... Well, I'm gonna get the key for Dungeon 4 real quick. But then, but first I'm gonna, what's it called? I'm gonna be doing a trick here called, Walrus Skip. So, so those bomb triggers that I mentioned, playing cutscenes, you can bomb trigger to, have, Marin play her song to, get rid of this walrus. But, because I have Bow Wow with me instead of Marin, the cutscene will try to play if I stay on this screen, and you'll just get stuck like standing there forever. So before the cutscene plays, you're able to move a couple pixels to the left. So since I was right against the screen transition, I was able to transition off at the same time that the cutscene was about to play, which leaving the screen as it's about to play counts it as being played. So it's able to skip it and not soft lock. And then I needed to take a death on purpose because one problem when you do when you do that skip, for some reason you can't use the A, B, X, or Y. Or sorry, A, B, start, or select for your buttons. So, I would have no way to kill whatever is in the sand pit here. So I just shot it with 2 arrows. No one could see it though. So yeah, there's a mini boss, Landmola, which normally is a pain in the butt in Link to the Past, which you might have seen in the previous run. But yeah, you can just kill him with 2 arrows before he even spawns, basically, in this game. So it's quite a joke. So with it, I got the Angler Key, which is the key to get to Dungeon 4. And now I'm in Armos Maze to get the Face Key, which is what we need to get access to Dungeon 6, which will be the next dungeon that I'm about to play. And the reason for that is, after you beat Dungeon 4... Oh, I'm gonna take that arrow. Okay, yeah, so after you beat Dungeon 4, a ghost appears, and you have to help him. Like, there's a side quest to help him. He won't let you enter dungeons until you actually help him. So, for whatever reason, if you... What the... I turned up for no reason, so this might be... I'm just gonna play this safe. Yeah, so... If you don't help him, he won't let you enter... He won't let you enter dungeons until you do the side quests. So, whatever reason, if you get the level 2 bracelet from Dungeon 6, then, the ghost will never spawn after you beat Dungeon 4. So, that's why we do, 6 first. And yeah, so that fight with Armos Knight was, kind of a disaster, but if you use, 6 hits with the, Boots Dash, with your sword, then you can kill him. I did do a glitch as well to be kind of dashing in place and holding my sword out. You might have noticed. Oh, what am I doing? Oops, accidental pause. And yeah, so that fight... Oh, I mismenued. Whoops. Yeah, so when you get stunned, if you're mid-dash with your boots, then Link will get stuck dashing for whatever reason. The same thing also happens if you are about to start your dash and use your shovel. You can also cause that effect, if you want to make that fight a lot easier for yourself. Because then you'll be dashing in place with your sword out, so you can actually do damage to him. Alright, so I made Bow Wow eat the cutscene there by overloading the sprite slots by shooting a bomb arrow at the wall. Which is weird. It saves a little bit of time since you don't have to wait for the the cutscene for the dungeon to spawn, so you can just walk and leave. But since I had to use bomb arrows, I don't have boots equipped as well. But I do need bomb arrows for this room anyway, so...
My favorite thing about bomb arrows is they're an intended mechanic that the game gives you zero clue that can actually work, that you can actually do that.
It's true. A lot of people think it's a glitch in the game, but it's definitely an intended mechanic. Yeah, so easy room, and there's the level 2 bracelet. So, oh, what am I doing? Whoops. So whenever I'm doing these save and quits, it's usually just to get to the entrance of an area like a cave or a dungeon, and yeah, usually it's just faster than backtracking, so it's pretty much the reason. So in the no save quit category, you would see a bunch of backtracking, since you can't use save and quit, of course. So I see a compliment in chat about my Smash skills. Much appreciated. And yeah, so I was able to kill all of those 4 Wizrobes with 1 bomb by hitting the top one into the bomb, pretty much. And now, doing this dungeon backwards with a bunch of super jumps to skip doing this dungeon the intended way, basically. So here I'm going to be doing a trick called Shack Jump. I think it actually does have reference to Shaquille O'Neal. I have no idea why, but if you're with like an interactable object like the key block, then you can for whatever reason, and you're against the wall, you can do a super jump off of it. So I was able to skip over that key block without using the key. And then I did another super jump before that room with the Dodongos, and since I was going backwards through the room with the Dodongos, then I didn't have to fight them, because normally you need to kill them to get into that room to get the nightmare key, but since I went backwards, then the door locked after I came in. But the super jump I did before getting into the room with the Dodongos, you can actually soft lock there if you do your super jump from too high up along the wall. There's a 3 pixel wide window to get it. So if you're too low, you just won't super jump because you're not like deep enough into the wall. And then if you're too high, then you'll end up getting stuck in the wall. So Facade, sorry, I had to pause talking there for a bit because I actually did need an audio cue for that 4th hit. So yeah, Facade before he spawns, his hitbox is still there in the middle of the room, so you can get 3 free hits with bombs before the fight actually starts, so it turns the fight into a 2 cycle instead of a 5 cycle. And since I have a lot of extra bombs, let's see if I can do bomb boys for the stream.
Well, I was actually curious about something, and chat mentioned it too. The chess pieces, is that complete RNG, or is there some sort of manipulation to get them to stand up the right way the first time?
I actually just got ultra lucky that it was first try.
Okay. Because I remember trying that as a kid, and I'm like, okay, why aren't you standing up? Why aren't you standing up? Stand up, please!
Yeah, it's just a straight 50-50 for each head to stand upright. So it's a 25% chance that you'll get the double upwards facing. So I just got lucky. That was literally it. Yeah, it's to
be lucky than good.
Exactly. It's the bane of a lot of runners, or a lot of runs in general, because sometimes you can get stuck there and get like 20th try or like 30th try even sometimes. So yeah, here I'm doing a series of Jesus jumps. This is one of the harder parts of the run to optimize, because so basically, same with when I was canceling falling into the pit when I did Villa Skip. The game needs 2 consecutive frames to play for you to like fall into pits or drown in the water. And so you can cancel it by opening up a menu. So if you do cancel it, you're also standing on the water for 1 frame, so you can buffer your jump out of the menu and continuously jump along the water. Hence being like Jesus. You can't jump off of pits though, unfortunately. At least not with like just feather.
Very impressive. Do you mind if I read out a donation very quickly?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Excellent, thank you very much. We've got $20 here from Viper. They say, better get my donation in before the event is out. Great job by everyone involved, and congrats on another great event. Thank you very much, Viper. That donation is very appreciated. Yes, this is the very final run of the event, guys. So if you want to help us reach that $3,000 mark, you have about 30 minutes to do it, because Ryan is just blasting through Link's Awakening DX.
Yeah, definitely keep them coming. I assume there's an exclamation point donate command.
Yes, if you want to know how to donate, type exclamation donate. You can also, if you're on PC, scroll underneath the video. There is a donate button right there.
Alright, so you got 2 easy ways to do it. Yeah, so I went and talked to the owl, then went into that cave. Went in and out of the cave seemingly randomly. That was just to set up my save point for after I save and quit from putting this key into the keyhole. So it's just faster than coming here and then backtracking to get to that cave by a little bit. So what we call Swag Cave, because this cave you can do a lot of different tricks to go through it very slightly faster. I already messed up the swag strat that I normally do though. Using the boots dash just barely before I open the menu to have dash speed, but I unfortunately canceled it a little late, so I fell into the pit. And then, yeah, I did a trick called Obstacle Skip, which, it's one of the most important tricks in the run. Saves, like, a quarter of a second. Nah, but, community likes to say that, your run's not valid if you don't get Obstacle Skip. So you can just be, like, high enough in that screen to, skip, having to dash through, that, like, diamond obstacle. And yeah, if you jump, you'll, end up going around it. So there's a trick here with a Jesus jump. So if you get a frame perfect pause on the water, you do save a second, and you save 1 bomb and 1 arrow. But since it took me 3 pauses, I lost 3 seconds. But still did save a bomb and an arrow though. Instead of having to break that bombable block to get that chest. You can kind of clip into the block and then clip into the block and push the other block that's in your way. And now, able to skip the mini-boss there with that Jesus jump. Oh, whoops. And then, these tiles here are random. Like, the pattern's random. I think it's random from when you start a new file. I could be wrong, though. And yeah, so you need to just jump on all 5 to open the door. And, normally you're supposed to come from the other side, like, upwards, but, and then you have to fight Cue Ball, the mini-boss, but because I Jesus jumped around it, since I didn't have flippers yet, then, yeah, I was able to, yeah, just Jesus jump and then skip the fight and grab the flippers. So, now I can't do Jesus jumps anymore, because I can just swim in the water, pretty much. And here's an oversight, being able to just jump across, that pit there. In the Switch remake, they actually put, like, a pot in the way, so that you can't just jump across that gap, but you can still shoot a... In that speedrun, they shoot a bomb arrow to just blow up the pot and then jump across, so it's pretty funny. So yeah, it skips this whole, like, 2D section that you'd have to go into and, to get around into that room. Which, yeah, makes, this dungeon's extremely short because there's so many skips. I think it's normally like a minute and a half-ish. But it is still pretty fun, and it's kind of easy to lose time. There was also one trick I didn't do that could have saved time. When I did the P-Hat Clink to get the Nightmare Key, there's a slightly faster strat, but 1, it's harder to do, and 2, I could have had a risk of, like, soft locking if I, like, messed up badly enough.
Got time for another quick donation?
For sure.
Excellent. We've got $50 here. Amazing, generous donation from Finelli. They say, great weekend, topped off with a fascinating run. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, and that puts us only $126 away from 3,000. I believe we can do it, chat. Get your donations in as soon as possible. And thank you everyone who's donated so far. It's been an amazing event and you've been so generous. We appreciate it all. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. 3K should be light work. But yeah, thank you, Finelli, for that donation. Yeah, so enter Dungeon 5 during that time. This dungeon's actually really cool in this category. So I got good RNG there. The Helmosaur, like the face mask looking enemy, if he moves to the right and you jump and spin slash, you can hit around the mask. So that's the ideal RNG you want to get. So I got lucky there. If he goes any other direction, you probably have to like chase him down and try to hit him from the back and stuff. So came into that room just to get the key, and then it's ideal to just save and quit to get back to the start of the dungeon here. And I'm gonna make my way up to do pretty much the main gimmick of this dungeon, which is this mini-boss Master Stalfos. He stole an item that you want to get, and normally you're supposed to fight him 4 times, so that he drops the item, which is the hook shot. So here I overkilled him, and he dropped the key, which is like normally not supposed to happen. So that's why the mini boss music is still playing. So normally if you hit him, I think two times or 3 times, then he'll have some text and like run away. And then he goes to a different location. So even though I killed him, he's still back. So this time I'm gonna just make him run away because it's you won't get anything if you kill him on this phase. Oh, oops, I got hit. Yeah, so since I bought the extra bombs, I probably don't even need to grab these bombs, but keep it safe. So here, you try to spawn the Zol on the other side, and manage to hit him through the blocks, so I don't have to like lift the pod and like move the block out of the way and stuff. So it just like saves extra menuing and stuff like that. What could happen though is if you touch that pot, because I never beat Dungeon 2, you'll get a text if you don't have the bracelet equipped saying that oh, this pot looks heavy, it looks like you can't lift it with your bare hands. But basically telling you that you need to equip your bracelet. So that message goes away normally if you beat Dungeon 2, but yeah, since I left, then I still get the text. So there I did a kind of cheesy looking jump. So that's called Early Nightmare Key. So normally you're supposed to use you're supposed to get the hook shot from Master Stalfos 4. Okay, here's what bad RNG looks like on this guy. But yeah, so yeah, Master Stalfos 4 has the hook shot, and normally you're supposed to pull up the bridge that was on the bottom of the screen. But if you do a precise enough dash jump with your boots, you can just barely make it across that gap. Yeah, so now I'm gonna for real kill Master Stalfos. And what's important here, so this hookshot takes a while to actually be in your inventory, so if you save and quit too soon after you pick it up, like save and quit immediately instead of waiting that small amount, then it won't show up in your inventory, and if you save and quit too soon, then you won't have it, and you have to go back and fight Master Stalfos 4 again. To make him drop it again. So that loses a ton of time, so you definitely have to be careful. Alternatively, to make it safer, you could just do your menuing later, but I forgot that normally I do it later just to make sure that I don't save and quit early, but it's fine. Since I was talking about it, then I remembered not to save and quit right away. Alright, so I did a trick called Bookshot. So if you use your Feather and Hookshot on the same frame, but the Hookshot has to be on B and Feather on A. Hence why we call it Bookshot. Link gets pulled into stuff faster. So it saves a little bit of time. So yeah, this boss has some RNG. So yeah, where he spawns from the holes is random. And he takes 8 hits to kill. Even if you have like level 2 sword, if you have like piece of power, have red tunic, it still takes 8 hits to kill no matter what. That boss can be a problem if you have piece of power like in other categories or red tunic and like 100%, then because of the extra hits done from the piece of power property, he has way more invincibility frames per hit. So sometimes you can't kill him in 2 cycles if you get bad spawn points. Bookshot has a nice ring to it, for sure. And yeah, if you know me know Ryan Ford from Smash, then yeah, that's me. Or Smash Bros. Melee. Alright, so through Dungeon 5, so yeah, it's gonna be a long travel time to get to the next major trick, so if there's anything to read off, I hope there's been some donations that's come in. I believe in the
Yeah, we haven't had any donations since that last very generous $50 one, but I'd like to thank everyone who's watching so far. This has been a fantastic event. I've had so much fun. And also, not only thank ESA for supporting this marathon, they provide us with streaming, their channel for streaming. They share technical gear, assistance, and sponsors. Their next event is coming up it's ESA Winter 2022. It's coming up in 2 weeks' time, and it's going to be a live event, the first live event for a long time. As we all know, we've all been going through some tough times. Not only would you like to thank ESA, we'd also like to thank BSG for supporting this marathon. They hold bi-monthly gatherings in the Netherlands. They have supported UKSG from the beginning by spreading the word and providing us with a channel to stream on in the past, and amongst other things. And their next event has also just been announced. It's going to be BSG Online number 7. It's going to be between the 4th and the 6th of March, and it's going to be streamed on this very channel as well. So we've got some great events all happening on this channel. And we've just had another $10 donation.
Yay!
Thank you. It's from Poetics, and they say, a huge thank you to everyone who comes together to make these events such a rousing success, particularly the tech crew who keeps everyone looking and sounding great.
Hey, thank you very much for that donation. Yeah, so coincidentally, I just got to the normally this is quite a bit of a run killer if you go for harder strats. So this is called Rooster Skip. So normally you're supposed to get a blue rooster that's in the grave from what's it called? Mabe Village. And yeah, you're supposed to revive it with the Frog Song of Soul normally, and then use it to fly around the pit. But with a trick called hookshot jumping. So how I mentioned that you can't jump over pits with just feather. So when the hookshot comes back to Link, there's one specific frame where Link can jump, even if he's over a pit. And the reason that I kept pausing and opening the map was to find the frame where I could jump, basically. So if you pause buffer with your item menu or save quit menu, then it advances the game 1 frame at a time. And then if you buffer using map buffers, so the map advances the game 4 frames at a time. So I kept going 1 frame at a time until I found until the hook shot was retracting and was right in front of Link's nose. And then did 1 map buffer to advance the game 4 frames, and then jumped after that buffer. Which, yeah, even buffering the jump with the feather, yeah, just hold the button as the menu's closing. So normally when you touch this key, Bow Wow can eat the cutscene, and you can start moving sooner. But if he does eat the cutscene, then you have to kind of transition, walk off the screen, then walk back on the screen. It is a little faster, but I messed up the setup because I touched the keyhole too soon after throwing the rock.
I also enjoy Bow Wow, like, just no arms, no legs, able to vertically climb this wall. Cool. We also have another $26 donation here from Schrader. And they say, working towards 3K. Yes, we are working towards that. We're only $90 away from it now, guys. We are getting very, very close. So get your donations in. It's almost the end of the run. It's almost the end of the marathon. I believe we can hit that 3K. And I know everyone would be so happy and so amazed if we could. Thank you all so much for your donations. And thank you, Schrader.
Hey, thank you very much for that donation. So yeah, I was having a bit of trouble there, but I'm good. So this dungeon, if you play this casually, is normally, like, has pretty confusing puzzles to be able to break these pillars with a metal ball that you're supposed to get. But because they're tied to a cutscene, then you can just destroy them with bomb triggers. So it turns this dungeon into also one of the shortest dungeons in the run because of that. And, like, people get stuck in this dungeon all the time. It's like not a surprise when it happens. And here I'm gonna be trying a trick called Goomba Surf. Oh, I got perfect luck, but I'm facing backwards for no reason. I don't know why. So need the top Goomba to move to the right, which he did the first time I got in, but then I flubbed. I think I pressed down before I pressed jump unintentionally. So I'll keep trying it. But
yeah, we got Goombas, and yet we left Mario back in the village. What is going on? So many
know, right?
stolen enemies. What is Nintendo thinking, stealing from other games?
There's like booze. There are cheap in Dungeon 5, but I didn't go into the areas where they were.
I mean, your main companion is a Bow Wow. Wait, was this the first game Bow Wow was in?
Like as a Chain Chomp? Or like the Chain Chomp?
The Chain Chomp, yeah.
Mario Bros 3. So the first game.
Oh, of course.
And then I'm trying to think. Does Super Mario World have it? I don't think it does. All right, someone in chat must know. they can tell me. All right, so yeah, I did some pretty janky stuff on that boss. So when I was in the cave when I did Rooster Skip, I saved and quit when I entered the cave, and for whatever reason, from your last save and quit, if you never visit a screen that has one of those warp tiles that you fall into and it launches you up and brings you to another area, then for some reason the bottom of the screen in that fight versus the boss is not solid, so you can shoot your hook shot and it'll screen wrap and hit him, so you can like stun lock him. Or you can shoot other projectiles too, but yeah, hook shot's just more convenient for damage.
Well, I just used my amazing skills of Google Foo and figured out, yes, the first time Chain Chomp appeared was Super Mario Bros. 3. And with that, we've also had another $25 donation. This time it was from Anonymous, who is the most generous donator at any event. Thank you very much, Anonymous. They didn't leave a comment, but I assure you, we all appreciate it here at UKSG.
Indeed. Thanks so much. I missed how much it was for, though. My mistake.
$25.
Hey.
Which means we are only $65 away from that 3K mark.
Yeah, we're getting really close. So yeah, keep it coming, everybody. ! Donate if you can. If you'd like to help out. So yeah, there I skipped, if you saw Marin on the bridge, I skipped talking to her by jumping and walking underneath her. If you save her when she calls for help there, then there's like a cutscene that's about 40 seconds long, so you do not want to interact with her on the bridge. Because you talk to her, and then her dad, Mr. Mario, talks to you both, and then the owl comes and talks to you, so it kills a lot of time. So yeah, I did what's called Flame Skip. So that flame fountain, it was clipped into the wall slightly, so when I took damage, because I was clipped into the wall, I didn't get back boosted. So I was able to use my invincibility frames to walk through the fire fountain and bypass it without needing the level 2 shield, which I left behind in Dungeon 7. So yeah, even in 100%, no wrong warp, no out of bounds. Like you don't even use the level 2 shield at that part because it's just like significantly slower to do. So here I did another book shot, and you can clip through that block, that key block. If you exit out of this transition from where you entered from, you'll be soft locked because you're stuck behind that key block without a key, so you can't get out. And you can't re-enter the stairs without leaving the stairs tile itself, so you're completely trapped if that happens. And then you have to save and quit and then go to the start of the dungeon. So there.
Well, sorry, did you want to say something else?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say that was Blano, the mini boss, but yeah.
Oh yeah, mini bosses that blink and you miss it in this game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I just wanted to jump in and say we have just had a $65 donation from Poetics. That puts us at exactly $3,000. Thank you very much, guys.
Yo, thank you so much, everybody.
They say 3K? Let's crush that milestone. can we hear about the skips available in this version that were patched in the Switch re-release?
Yeah, skips in this version. Well, I did Rooster skip already before I got to Dungeon 7. Oh, this is really bad.
I mean, it is built on a completely different engine, so...
Yeah, exactly. Like, the tricks and skips between both games are, like, entirely different. Especially because that game is, like, 2.5D compared to this, like, top-down 2D view. So there was Cue Ball. You can, yeah, just hit him with, you can hit him with spin slashes before he starts moving away, and you can kind of, stun lock him by making him move back and forth, because he changes his direction to the opposite way after each hit. And then here's what we call the Roomba Room. Oh, whoops. Yeah, so you have to fill in all the holes, and then that spawns the chest for the Nightmare Key. So there are multiple different patterns that you can do to fill it all in. So, in the
puzzles in my Zelda game, it's more likely than you think.
I know, right? Yeah, so there was a Jesus jump on lava. Because, yeah, for whatever reason, lava is, like, basically like a water tile that damages you. And, with that, I was able to skip going through a bunch of 2D sections and, just get to this boss fight. And then, yeah, Hothead, his spawn spots are RNG. I actually got a pretty good spot, but then I still failed to get a 1 cycle. That's fine. Here's a visual effect for you. Probably not meant for Twitch. And yeah, what was I gonna say? Also, so when I killed Hothead, you can actually open your save and quit menu to skip his text. It actually does save like I think it's like 3 seconds if I recall correctly. Though you have to like hit the same frame that you get the final hit to kill him. For every frame early that you've opened the menu, then you're just wasting a couple seconds per menu. So yeah, back to Dungeon 2. So as I said that I would finish it last because it's just faster to come back and finish it while I have all my gear. So first off, you can just super jump over this instead of equipping the bracelet to lift the pot. You might see some familiar enemies from a certain game in that 2D section. So I actually abused a glitch kind of. So I used the hookshot on the pot and then lifted it up, and for whatever reason that makes Link intangible. So while you're in that room, so I ended up oh whoops, oh my god. Yeah, so I ended up just like walking through the Stalfos, and you have to kill those 3 enemies in the specific order that I killed them when I got the Nightmare Key. Otherwise, the chest won't spawn. And
I remember being stuck on that puzzle for like an hour and a half, 2 hours on that, because I was like, where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? And then I just happened to hit them in the right order.
Yeah, same. Well, not for that length of time, because fortunately, because of how you have like the hints, the owl hints with the stone beak, then fortunately I knew what a Pole's voice was from playing Zelda 1 when I was younger. So yeah, I was able to break the genie's pot in 1 hit by throwing the pot. I clipped into the wall a little bit and then threw the pot. So it so while clipped, it ends up hitting the pot. It hits it like 3 times in like 3 consecutive frames before it gets out of the wall. So it instant breaks it. So you don't have to sit there watching his fireballs for 3 cycles because of that. And then afterwards,
is it because the pot is stuck inside the wall and it has to take a certain amount of time to get out?
Correct. So and it keeps interacting with the wall as if you threw it into the wall continuously as it's trying to get out.
And, very cool trick.
Yeah, since it hits like 3 consecutive frames in a row, it's like instantly fast. because it's deep enough into the wall at that point. So, yeah. It's a really cool trick, because that fight is kind of boring, too. Alright, and here's the national anthem. Marin's... Or, not Marin, sorry. Ballad of the Windfish. So... So the reason I'm looking at my phone right now is because I actually use a mobile app called Ballbuster. Because, So you can manipulate the second phase of the final boss fight, the Aghanim phase. So, as you may have seen in the Link to the Past run, so Aghanim, so he shoots either energy balls or blue balls, and on the third and fourth cycle, it's a 50% chance whether he'll shoot an energy ball or a blue ball. But if I get the manipulation correct, then I can manipulate to get 0 blue balls.
Nobody likes blue balls.
I know, right? And yeah, so the manip will start from... Okay, first off, before I even get into that, so because I never read the book at the library with the lens, then the default path is left, up, right, up, left, up to get here. If you read the book, then it changes to whatever it says in the book, basically. So first off, I disabled the music by doing a bomb trigger, smashing bombs while falling in the room, and that made the music not play. So the music actually rolls RNG as well. And additionally, it also skips, there's like 12 seconds of text before the fight starts normally, but the bomb trigger also skipped that. So I quick killed the blob. Oh wait, what am I doing? I messed up the manip. For some reason I was thinking I was on the second cycle of the fight, even though I was on the third. So, could be stuck here for a while. It loses about 8 seconds per blue ball, and I've gotten 2 already. So yeah, yeah, so when I quick killed the blob, if you have it stuck in the wall after you disable the music, depending on subpixels, I think it's either subpixels or frame rules, then if you have your sword in it, then you'll normally you're supposed to have a 50% chance to hit him three times while he's stuck in the wall with your sword, but because I dropped the bomb in between the first hit, then for some reason that makes your subpixels good enough for it to work. Alright, so finally got out of the Aghanim phase, so here's the Moldorm phase. So you can stun lock him before he starts moving, and it also has like basically no invincibility frames if you hit him before he starts moving, so you can just spam your sword to hit him about 15 times to kill him. There's a Ganon phase, and it's kind of like, the Ganon phase is kind of like a nerfed version of the Link to the Past one. And then the Shadowland Mola killed in 1 hit with the Spin Slash. So now we've got Death Eye, so it is RNG how long he takes to open his eye, so there is a very large variance for how long he can take to open it. Like, you can sit there for like 40 seconds even, and just like never open on a single cycle. Oh, I fat-fingered the start by accident. So normally you want to kill him in 4 cycles, because you can get 4 arrows. You can also get 5 arrows, technically, but it's like, I don't know, mostly tasks, I guess. So yeah, I'm probably getting punished with bad luck now, because it turned into a 5 cycle because I clanked 2 shots. So if you run out of arrows, then you pretty much can't finish that fight. You can actually damage him with bombs though, but good luck trying to hit that. Also, time when the screen fades to white. Time. My bad, I didn't give a long warning beforehand for the time, so I was rambling a lot.
Oh, we've all done that, mate, don't worry.
I assume I was overestimate in that run.
A minute and a half, nothing that the tech crew doesn't will worry about. But thank you very much. That was an amazing run. I loved watching that.
Hey, thanks a lot for the compliment. Also, thank you all for having me too.
Yeah, I thought your commentary was great. So like, keeping up with the commentary and being able to perform all those cool tricks, you see, like an absolute natural.
I appreciate it. All right, so a minute and a half over, so it's like 58, 30 something. I'm guessing.
58:29.
All right, not the worst. Yeah, admittedly, I didn't do a run of this category when I was practicing. Like, I went through the route once just to remember where to go, but I didn't practice the tricks enough. So that's on me. That's on me. But yeah, yeah, I guess I'll sign off in that case. But yeah, so even though this is the end of the marathon, I assume that you can keep the donations going for a bit, at least for today. So, exclamation point donate if you can.
Yeah, well, yeah, thank you very much, Ryan Ford. That was Link's Awakening DX, of course, the Game Boy Color version of the original Game Boy game. And we are going to be going over to a quick intermission, and then we'll have some final words from our UKSG staff. Yes, you can keep donating for the next, for the foreseeable future until the stream ends. All the donations will be read out. We do appreciate them. Thank you so much to everyone who's donated so far. $3,000 for Crisis over the past 3 days of runs. It has been an amazing event. We finished it with such a strong run. Once again, thank you, Ryan, for showcasing such a brilliant game and with such brilliant tricks and great commentary. Yeah, but yeah, after this break, we will be coming back with the UKSG staff to talk about the event. Thank you very much. Don't go anywhere.
All right, I'll see you.